Hi everyone, it's Dave Martin here from the Coconut Grove Sailing Club, reporting to you from Biscayne Bay in beautiful Miami, Florida, where we're extending the normal Flying Scot racing program and inviting all keelboats to join in. This week we had two keelboats. This is Swift, and she's a Sovereign 27, and we had this boat, who was skippered by Sebastian and his friend. At the leeward mark, it's Obie Smith in Igon, along with Swift, who was just starting her first race heading to weather. The next three photos are the Flying Scot fleet in hot pursuit, getting ready to douse their chutes and round the leeward mark. There was a total of 5 Scots on the water: Igon, Lilith, Bandita, Bandit, and Beija Flor. With Commodore Ryan Alexander in boat number 6075, he had 3 brand new non-member sailors on his boat as part of the club's extensive community outreach program. And Alberto, the youth sailing coach, was also out with some brand new sailors, adding to the many things the club does for the community. This is Obie heading upwind with great boat speed. And this was the lead boats on race number 1. Ryan Alexander in the lead with Alberto to leeward in 45.95, and Hassan is in trailing close behind. Alberto's doing a good job in the Darkhold boat, keeping his boat flat. You notice his main sheet is trimmed in slightly tighter than Ryan's, which allows him to keep his point. Ryan and Hassan are doing a good job of keeping their boat flat by easing the main, but it's also at the expense of height. So my suggestion might be a little more main sheet and then feather up in the puffs when there's excessive heel. You'll see Hassan on the left here get a puff, and he'll ease his main right there, and he'll lose his height. Now, he may not need the height actually, because they're coming into the weather mark and it might be a little bit close, but anyway, the racing was close. We have Obie on the right and Alex on the left, and Obie is trying his best to point as high as he can. It looks like his main sheet is trimmed very nicely, and Alex is doing a good job holding his lane. His main sheet is trimmed very similarly. If you look at the leach of the mains, they've got nice twist. Their boats are relatively flat, and they're both very parallel. Obie's doing maybe just a little bit better job of not oscillating too much between point mode and VMG mode. There, Alex is kind of struggling to hold his lane. He's up and he's down just a little bit. So, but both boats nicely trimmed and both going very fast. This is Alberto in the lead in the dark boat with Ryan close behind him, and both these guys are doing really well as well. We see a scene kind of pointing up there and trying to make the weather mark. Now, in his defense, you can see that tiny little ball there is super hard to see, so he just decides smartly, rather than tack on to port and foul all these other boats, you just bear away and kind of skip the mark. So that was smart on his part, although he could have done a turn and jived around and crossed. Now the boats are heading downwind. You'll see that there's a surprising lack of urgency on getting up the chutes. Now they're getting them up. Ryan gets his chute up and full and flying before the three boats that are in front of him. So that might be an area that we can do a little practicing. So Asin decides to jibe because the start line was also a leeward gate, and Obi is going around the pin end of the gate, and Asin is going to go around the boat end. Now you can see we need a little work on these roundings. We're pretty far away. Asin should already have his chute down, but he doesn't in order to round. Now, another point here that's interesting, the red boat is on port, but it's to leeward. So Ryan is coming in there with the yellow chute, and Alberto is coming in with the green boat and smartly stays on starboard to maintain their rights, and the red boat has to tack away. But you could make an argument that Ryan fouled the red boat. So anyway, and then here we see Swift going upwind. You can see that the wind really filled in nicely. It's probably 10 knots of breeze. And, they're heading upwind. Should get those crew up on the rail there. I have to tease Andy. Clint is driving, and they're having a good time. Okay, there's an interesting situation developing with the Flying Scots that are just behind Swift there. You'll see that Obi is already rounded the mark and is going downwind, but you can also see that Alberto in the dark boat is fetching the mark, but Alex, to leeward of him, is really trying to pinch and make that mark. Now, Alex ends up not making it, and it would have been better for him to tack out of there earlier, but he does an emergency tack here. His jib is backwinded, which pretty much stops his forward progress. And then he has to make another tack with very low boat speed, and he just stops. And because he's stopped, he's in risk of blowing into that mark, but fortunately his centerboard grabs the water and he's able to make it around it. But it would have been better to kind of anticipate that situation a little bit earlier and not kind of hope for the best. Now Alberto played it pretty smart there because he was basically in Alex's way, and Alex was kind of stuck and couldn't tack, so might not have been much he could have done there. Now we see a scene rounding the mark, and that's Ryan in hot pursuit, and the red boat out there making their way upwind. Okay, let's see how quickly Ryan can get that chute up. There it goes. That's very fast. And the pole is already set, and he's bringing it back, and boom, it's full. So that was a great set by Ryan. That's the best set that I saw all night.